Hey everyone, I've challenged myself to decorate for fall and Halloween this year. We're gonna stick to a really tight budget. We're gonna go thrifting. We're gonna go and hit the dollar store. I'm gonna use what I have. We're gonna do some upcycling projects, and we're gonna decorate several rooms in my house for fall and Halloween. And remember, we're sticking to a tight budget. So let's go shopping. I'm going to be looking for things to decorate the kitchen, the living room, and the bathroom and give them a fun fall or spooky Halloween feel. When I first saw these pumpkins, I wanted to try something a little wild to upcycle them. So this is going to be the first project that we're working on. Now I'm just spray painting them black to give them a base coat for what's going to go on top of them. Once the spray paint's dry, we're going to be using this. It's called Modern Masters Metal Effects. It is actually a Rust-Oleum product. This paint has metal particles in it, and we're going to use this as the base coat over the spray paint. I'm going to do 2 coats, and then we're going to go in and use the rust activator. So I'm going to paint with this rust activator. I'm going to try and cover the whole thing. It really helps speed up the activation if you do get it really wet and just kind of let it soak in. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to dry, but I'm going to speed up the video and show you the transformation that takes place. I did repeat this step 2 or 3 times to get the patina that I really wanted with the rust and the black and everything. So on to the next project. I did thrift this frame for $2. And with a lot of frames, I love to either repaint them, but this is black. This is what I wanted. So we're going to keep this the same, and we're just going to print out. We're going to do a spooky skeleton printout. I actually had AI create this skeleton image. If you'd like it, I can find a way to send it to you. Let me know. But I am going to list all of my products and everything that I can in the description if you're looking for something. So I'm just gluing this picture down with a normal glue stick, and then once it dries, I'm going to go over it with Mod Podge and just kind of go back and forth with it to make it look like a painting. So now it's time to decorate the mantle with the different thrifted projects that we just did and the items that I already had on hand. I thrifted this pot for $6. I believe you can find them at Target as well. And then I found this cute basket for $3, and this is going to help decorate my living room as well. Now I wanted to have something a little creepy by the fireplace, so I thrifted these dolls for $1.50 each, and we're going to transform them. Now I started by just taking off all the clothing off the dolls because I wanted to soak them. I have this instant coffee that I put in this bowl, and I'm just going to let them soak. The more coffee, this is just instant coffee, so you just pour it in the water, and the more you add, the darker it will be. Then while the clothes were soaking, I just went ahead and started painting the dolls' faces. I am just using a basic white acrylic paint just to go over their faces. I did let it dry until it was pretty tacky. Then I kind of went over it again, so you get kind of this crackly look on their faces. I wanted a little bit of their, the regular skin tone to show through a little bit too. Now, this is the fun part. I actually got my 6-year-old involved. He wanted to cut their hair, so I'm like, have at it. It's better than him cutting his own hair. And he actually did an amazing job. So if anyone needs a haircut, let me know. So this is how one of the dresses turned out. What I did is I soaked this dress in the coffee for a little while, maybe about 5-10 minutes. And then I took and just rinsed certain sections with water and then just squoze it out, and I let it sit in the sun to dry, and the coffee kind of pooled in certain spots, and it gave it just those really stained look. So here is the first doll, and I'm just going to style all of them in this old antique trunk that I found, this candelabra, and I just printed that spooky kind of a haunted house picture, I guess, into that vintage frame. And so this is how I'm going to style it, and they sit by my fireplace and kind of scare everybody. And we definitely love creepy, so it doesn't bother us at all. So next up, I went to the dollar store and I picked up these cute little wooden ghosts, witch hats, and some ribbon. Now with the witch hats, I thought it would be really cool to have them all rusty. So I'm going to do the same process I did on my stacked pumpkins. I'm using this Modern Masters Metal Effects. We're going to rust them. So we're painting on the first coat. The only difference is I didn't paint them black to begin with, but I'm going to paint on this first coat. I'm going to do 2 layers, and then we're going to put on the rust activator to get those rusty, and let me speed that up and show you how they end up looking too. So here's how they turned out, all nice and rusty. I wanted to make sure I had plenty of ribbon, so I went ahead and just cut small strips so I would have a lot more to use. Now I'm going to dip them in the coffee to give them a little bit of stain, and then once they dry, I'm going to go ahead and use a paintbrush that has a little bit of stain on it. Now this is a different stain. It's not the coffee stain, it's a wood stain. But I'm going to brush that on the ribbon, brush a little bit of white paint on the ribbon just to give them kind of a creepy older look. I also had this just old white fabric on hand, so I'm going to dip that in the coffee as well. So once that sheet of fabric was dry, I went ahead and just cut it and ripped it into strips because we're going to be making a garland. And I want to tie the ribbon and these strips onto the garland with the witch hats. So I'm going to be using this twine, which you can also get at the dollar store, but I did have some on hand. I'm going to tie the witch hats to it, and then I'm going to alternate the ribbon and the fabric that I dyed and just some little wooden beads I had on hand as well. And we're going to make this garland. Now, after I had done this for a while, I realized that the black and orange ribbon just kind of took away from the witch hats. And so at the end, I actually ran out of that ribbon. So I was just tying the fabric, which I liked a lot better. It made the witch hands stand out a lot more. So I decided to take off those ribbon and just tie on more of the fabric that I had dyed. Now we're going to do something a little bit different with these ghosts. Now I'm just using a paint wash, which is just white paint mixed with water. Just going to rub it all over the ghost, and I'm going to come back in with a wood stain on top of that and just wipe it off. So here are the ghosts. I'm so excited how they turned out. And now I'm going to be taking some twine and tying each ghost to a different length of twine. Then I'm going to gather all of them and tie them together so they're just in one long thing, all at different lengths, so they're just hanging down beautifully. Then we're going to go ahead and take that fabric that I dyed with the coffee earlier, and we're going to cut it in different widths and tie several strands together to make a ribbon. I decided to tie it to this pot in the middle of my mantle, but you could definitely add this to a wreath, hang it up on a door or a knob on a pantry door or something like that. Very versatile, just a bow. But here I'm just arranging the ghosts and tucking the ribbons underneath, and this is what it turned out. So I found this Lazy Susan, only $4 at the thrift store, and I thought this would be great to go in my kitchen. I also found this beautiful picture frame and this cute little pumpkin, and all of them will work together perfectly for what I have in mind. First, I went ahead and sanded down this Lazy Susan because I wanted it to have a darker, a warmer feel. So I'm going to sand it, and then we're going to stain it with some darker stain. I'm using Early American mixed with Jacobine, and we're going to stain that. I'm going to seal it with polyurethane, and then we're going to style it with everything that I found. Found a cute little pumpkin picture to put in this frame, and what I do is I go online and I just search for free printables. You can search for free fall printables, or the one up there with the ghosts that people have been asking about. I just search online for these things, and you can print them up on your own and then use them to put in frames just like I'm doing here. So here is the Lazy Susan. I love the color. I love the warmth that it brings to the kitchen. So I already had this pot on hand, and I foraged these branches and dried them. I thrifted this beautiful wood tray for $1.50 and found this cute little pot for $4. I thought they would go perfect in this bathroom. I thrifted this beautiful tall glass jar for $6 and this other glass vase for $1.50. I also thrifted this bowl for $2. I found this beautiful pot hiding behind all these plastic cups, and I thrifted it for $10. This cute little rusty candle holder was $1.50. So we decorated my living room, kitchen, and bathroom for under $70. The total was $66.50. So yay, we stayed under our budget. I hope you were inspired by some of these projects today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and follow The Cautious Creator for more DIYs.